Praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakakadash. Alright, double honors to the apostles and nails to great millstone who rule well and have taught us this word in truth and sincerity. Peace and mercy to the whole full elect, starting with the 144,000 that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. Alright, and the rest of you hopeful elect out there, peace and mercy to you and your household. Alright, where the Hebrew Israelites will come in and week out, to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom, which is known as Babylon the Great in the scriptures, in the Bible. Also spiritual Egypt and Rome, and technically all these other empires that had their way on earth, okay, all amalgamated into one. That's America, okay? And world prophet was set up by the power who the world calls Yahweh, or ignorantly calls God. His name is Yahweh, okay? And we come under the stead of his son, okay, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but his name is Yahushai. Alright, we come to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom, the destruction of Esau, Edom, and his rulership, which is a so-called white man according to the Bible. That's his biblical nationality. And the doors, the floodgates of truth are completely open on this devil. Alright, and this devil is scrambling, man. He's all over the place. You know, and that's prophecy. So let's start off with testimony of Yahushai. It's the spirit of prophecy. And then someone hold, we have to get 2nd Ezra 15 and 2nd Ezra 16. Because those two chapters are really the times that we're in. Okay? 2nd Ezra 15 and 2nd Ezra 16 is really the time that we're in. We're in a time where the hinges are about to be blown off the door, man. And all manners all manner of wickedness, okay, and evil are really gonna take place on the earth more than we've ever seen in our life, in the history of the world. All right, who got the first one? No, Revelation 12. So, Revelation 19 and 12. Sorry. The spirit of you got it?
19 and 12. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns.
Right. Yeah, that's the he is talking about Yahushua, right? And on his head was many crowns. That means what? Rulership. Yahushua, when he comes back, he's coming back to take the rulership away from you heathens, starting with the top heathen, which is Esau, Edom. Okay? Go ahead.
And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself.
Yeah, which means it's a secret, really. The name of the Heavenly Father and the name of his Son is a secret. Now, what do I mean by it's a secret? Do I mean the fact that people haven't heard of that name? No. I mean actually understanding that name. Right? Actually understanding the name Yahweh and his Son's name Yahushai, because it comes with a what? A reputation. There's a reputation that's tied to both those names. Right, and the understanding of those reputations, that reputation ultimately is what's going to galvanize the elect, right, to move forward and to walk in the footsteps of Yahushua. That's why in Ezekiel 9 and 4, right, it says put the mark on their foreheads, right, and it also tells you that the name of the Father, all right, and the Son was written in their foreheads. So the Fawah, which is that mark, the Hebrew word for mark in Ezekiel 9 and 4, is synonymous with the name of the Lord being instilled, okay, or sealed in the minds of the whole full elect. Okay, so it goes further than just knowing the name. You actually have to understand those names and live within those names, by those names. You see? Go ahead.
And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood.
Right.
And his name is called the Word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai.
Yeah, he's the Word, right? Yahushai is the Word, man. The scriptures contain his spirit. Now get to the point where it says spirit of prophecy. Is that Revelation? I always mess that one up. The testimony of Yahushai. There you go. Revelation 19 and 9.
19 and 9.
Yeah, read the 10.
And he said unto me, Right, blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb.
Right. Blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. Right? When you go into marriage, what does marriage mean? It means to join together. So guess what? The hopeful elect is being joined together to Yahushua, or to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua through Yahushua. You see? And that's and what are they doing? They're making themselves ready for the marriage. Just like any woman does, right? When a woman's about to get married, she goes all out. You know, it's a whole 24-hour day before she gets ready for her wedding, the actual ceremony. And we're going all out in the spirit, right? Preparing our minds, doing the things that we got to do in our own individual lots to make sure we're right with the Heavenly Father. Okay? Because again, we can't save any of you people. And none of you people can save us. We're just here to tell you the truth and warn you before the destruction comes. But we all have to work out our own salvation and make sure we're ready, okay, to join Yahushua, to join Yahushua in that marriage. All right, go ahead. And not everybody's called to the supper, man. A lot are called, but a few are chosen to actually attend the marriage. Go ahead.
And he said unto me, these are the true sayings of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Continue on the text.
Yeah, spirit of prophecy.
And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua. Worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy.
That's it. That's the point. So if you want to know, and it can't just be you prophesying and not doing it according to truth. You have to prophesy correctly. You have to teach the words correctly, because Yahushua, when he came, right, he didn't go off at all according to the law, so he was perfect, right? And the scriptures say that we have an unction to know all things, and we're to be perfect as our Father in heaven is perfect. Does that mean we're not going to slip and fall and sin? Absolutely not. What it means is that we're supposed to have the perfect understanding of the scriptures, of the Most High's word. That's what has been entrusted to us through his son Yahushua. So spirit of prophecy is the testimony of Yahushua. Really, it's the spirit of prophecy. You want to testify Yahushua is coming to destroy this place, right? An everlasting king is coming to rule the earth. You got to get out here and prophesy. You got to push his word. You got to push his doctrine. You got to push his gospel, his good news. You see? And you got to eat, and then you also got to teach. You got to do it during the week, and you got to do it on the weekends. It's a full-time job, man. And then some. Okay? Yep. Go ahead.
There's more.
No, that was it. That was the point.
Okay, this is a point you made about going to the wedding, right? And many are called, few are chosen, right? It's because there's certain requirements to have to actually be at the wedding. Right? You can't. Everyone can just show up. Oh, I'm at the wedding. Everyone just let me in. No, you got. There's certain there's like a list, like an invitation, and you have to have certain things. If you don't have that, they're going to remove you, right? So Matthew 25 and 14. It's titled "The Parable of the Talents." For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey. Right? So, in the truth, everyone has their talents. Right? So if you're given talents and you're not using it when it comes to church, when it comes to doing the videos, just coming on the highways and byways, right? You're not working. Like Elder said, it's a full-time job, right? So you have a job to do. So if you're not making any money for Yahushua, what do you think he's going to do when he shows up?
That's right.
It's like, where's my money?
That's right. That's right.
Right? So verse 16, it says, then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same and made them other 5 talents, right? So he's actually doing work. He's taking the 5 and bringing extra 5. So now he has 10, right? And I'm going to jump down because, you know how it goes. But it says... Okay, perfect. Okay, so verse 21, it says, his Lord said unto him, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them. His Lord said unto him, well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. Right? So the point is that if you're giving 2, right, do whatever you're giving, you have to do the best and full capacity of what you can do and get more.
That's right.
Some are giving 5, some are giving 10, some are giving 3, some are giving 1. But you gotta multiply that.
That's right.
Right? You can't be lazy.
Exactly.
Now, this is the point.
And that's why the scriptures say that this is the scriptures are likened to living waters.
Yeah.
You know, so that implies that anything that grows or anything that's touched by those waters has to grow. Anything that's in those waters has to grow. It's living waters, right? So if you're not growing in this truth, guess what? You most likely don't have the living waters flowing in you.
Yep.
What else is going to keep you growing? Water, living water, man. We're likened to plants. This truth, this knowledge, is likened to a seed. You need water to cultivate that seed, and good soil, of course.
Yep. That's also like the parable of the fig tree. When Yahushua came, he was hungry. He wanted some fruit. The fig tree had no fucking fruit on it. What do you think he did? He cursed it down and it died.
Yeah, that's right.
What the fuck are you doing? Your job is to grow fruit.
That's right.
So what the fuck are you doing the whole time? Right? So this is the last one. This is the point. It says Matthew 25 and 24. It says, Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou in a hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. And I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knowest that I reap where I sowed not, and gather where I have not strawed. Right? So you already know how I am. So why would you go fucking hide my talent?
Yeah.
What the fuck you doing? That's
Exactly.
bullshit.
Yeah,
Right?
you can't have, there's no excuses, because the Most High has already sent out his prophets through Yahushua, right, to teach his word and to teach it over and over and over again. You know, and I've only been in the truth for about like 10 years, 11 years now. You know how many times in my amount of time I've heard the same prophecies over, same breakdowns over and over and over again? You can only imagine the apostles. Same thing over and over and over again. So, and that's because Jake's stubborn, man. Jake's very, very hard-headed. You know, and when you go into the law, the Most High is repeating himself. When you go into the book of Leviticus, Deuteronomy, Exodus, the Most High and Numbers, he's repeating himself. But he's doing that because you had a wicked generation and you had that new generation. Like Deuteronomy is actually an introduction to the law for the new generation. Pretty sure Deuteronomy means the second when you look it up.
It means do. That makes sense too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The second.
Yeah.
Because that second generation is
Yeah.
coming in. The first generation was fucking around. You know? So yeah, man, like you're not gonna have any excuse when Yahushua comes as to why, like the brother's saying, why didn't you grow? Why didn't you multiply my money? You know?
What's the point you said? Fuck. Oh, yes. Elder made a point. So, like, also, Israel, you said that they're stubborn.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? So, even in, when you read in, was it when they came from Egypt with Moses, even before Moses even came with the commandments, they're already going off.
Yeah,
They're already going, they told Aaron to make the golden calf and all that stuff, and then, okay,
right.
that generation dies, right? The only ones left was Joshua, and I forgot who else was it. It was Joshua and Caleb,
Yeah.
right? And then they come into the new land. What do they do again? They went off again,
Yeah.
right? They didn't circumcise their sons.
Yeah.
They knew to do this. So that's what he was saying. The point is that we have to keep doing this over and over again because Israel's rebellious, they're stubborn,
Yeah.
stiff-necked,
That's right.
right? Goes through one ear, comes out the other.
Con. And then you have new generations coming in too.
Says that there's no new thing under the sun.
Yeah.
What happened then happened again. What happened again is happening now. Because I was watching these dudes at Passover. They were having
Which
parties.
camp?
They had like
Which camp?
Sakari?
Sakari. They had a DJ, a Jamaican DJ on stage, just doing like some things that you do in Sting in Jamaica.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you have this guy with the big gun on his thing, and you got this other kid. I forgot his name. Alazar.
Yeah, his kids.
Yeah.
Right?
Like
Yeah.
it's just wicked, man.
Yeah.
You know. So
Yeah.
what happened then is happening right
Yeah.
now.
In the wilderness,
you know?
yeah. When Moses went up there,
Yep.
and
This
they
is
were
what happened with
they
Moses.
were having a party, worshiping, that calf, who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe committing themselves into orgies.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
I
surprised.
wouldn't be surprised, you know?
That's their lot still.
Yep.
They came back in their lot.
Yep. Hey, somebody get Jude for me real quick. Go ahead. Finish up.
Yeah,
this
it's
thing.
almost done. Verse 27, it says, Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and that at my coming I should have received my own with usury. Take therefore the talent from him, and give it unto him which had 10 talents, right? So now the Most High is going to take that guy's talent and give it to someone else. So now the other guy got increased even more, because this guy's fucking doing nothing,
Exactly.
right? Okay, it's almost done. Verse 29, For unto every one that has shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath. Last one, verse 30. And cast ye the unprofitable servant into utter darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So the point is that you don't know when your house is coming. You don't even know if he decides to come and just get you right now because you weren't doing what you're supposed to be doing. Because there's men that follow right now.
Yeah.
There's men following out anything like.
We're in the feast of unleavened bread
Right,
still.
exactly. So don't think because okay, when I get to the end, Jacob's trouble, then I'm safe. No, you're never really safe. You gotta think like that. Yes, we're safe in Yahweh Shai if you're doing your work. But you also gotta understand the fear of the Lord.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. Like you gotta be doing your work all the time. You have to have that fear to understand. Fuck, he can take me out at any time. I gotta make sure I do my fucking work.
Yeah.
It's not a joke. It's not fucking around.
Right.
Right? That's the point. That's the point.
Come on, go ahead.
This is Matthew 7:15. It says, Beware of false prophets, which come unto you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. And ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns, or figs of thistle? Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit.
That's right.
Good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit.
Right.
It says, every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into fire, which is what these guys are doing. You can see it because they're in their lot, and they have a lot of people following them. So he's pretty much leading them to their destruction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. There'll be few,
Yeah.
that probably will wake up, but the majority of them, most likely, they're done.
Yeah.
So.
And it says, wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them. And
Yeah.
you can clearly see it because their fruits is showing.
Yeah.
It's showing how wicked they are.
Yeah.
Because how you gonna go to the Passover with a gun, like not even a regular handgun, like an M16? You know what I'm saying? Who you gonna shoot? Your own people?
It's crazy.
Oh,
man.
wicked,
It's
man.
crazy.
They're probably doing the same thing when Yahushua was having his Passover. That's what they're doing at their Passover at that time. Probably had their swords. Okay, we're
Yeah,
gonna kill.
zealots.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's probably what they were doing back then. Because
Yeah.
the same spirits.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. And, another thing I was thinking about too, it talks about the fruits. You should know them by their fruits. So you're supposed to be able to look at what a prophet does or certain camps do, and the fruit is also how they break down the scriptures. And you're supposed to tell whether they're of Yahweh or whether of Yahweh Bashim Shai, or they're of Satan. Now, the funny thing is that you have to have the Holy Spirit to do that anyways. You see? So if you're able to discern, this thing's already predestinated. Basically, is what my point is. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if you can discern whether someone has bad fruit or good fruit and know, okay, I got to stay away from you, you're most likely of the whole full elect. Why else would you be given that spirit to discern that? Right? Now, if you can't discern, because it's clear to us, when you look at these guys, it's clear to us that, you're going way off. Everything you just finished talking about, you're going way off. You're supposed to be able to get bottle service at your own table at the Passover. That's going off. We can discern that clearly. There's a lot of Israelites that look at that and they're like, I don't really see what's wrong with that.
Yep.
So you weren't given the spirit to discern their fruit. So that means, when will you figure out that their fruit, or that their fruit was, or that they were corrupt trees? When will you figure that out? When all hell breaks loose. When it's too late. You see? When it's too late, then you're gonna look back and think about all the fruit that you saw from these various camps, and you partook in it. Then you'll realize, that was a corrupt tree.
Exactly.
But you didn't realize it then, at that time, because really it wasn't given to you to realize it then, which means you're not the whole full left.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the spirit of mirth. That's right.
To back up what you're saying, in Revelation 3:18, I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich, and white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear, and anoint thine eyes with eye salve, that thou mayest see. Right. So,
Yeah, no, he's the car.
right.
Yeah.
So, like the elder was just saying, those if you can't see that, then like, yo, that's on your ass.
Yeah.
It's really on you.
Yeah.
Right? Like you said, you're probably not one of the elect.
Yeah.
Because those ones that are in those camps doing those things, well, if I'm one of the elect and I know somebody's wrong, why would I stay there? If I'm like, dude, this is not right, I'm not gonna stay here, I'm gonna leave.
Right.
It just makes sense. It's logical. Like,
Yeah.
if you're staying there, like that means you're the one, you're with these same spirits. You're in the same vibration.
That's right. That's right. God, and some of those guys, again, like I said earlier, some of those people, men, women, and children, the Most High will wake them up in the last end.
Yeah, that's true too.
You know.
Yep.
But at the same time, like I was saying earlier, it's all preordained. It was already preordained for them to wake up at the last end, like that. You know. So a lot of you Israelites were preordained to be destroyed on this side. Right? Does that sound like the God that the world has been teaching you about? That Esau has been teaching you about? No. Okay? This is a whole different God. This is the God, Yahweh.
The real God.
Exactly. The real God.
Fake.
Go ahead, Ak. And then you can bring out. You found the verse? Okay, bring that out first. Okay, bring that out first, and then you can bring it out.
So Jude 1 and 10, when these people scoff at things they do not understand,
And this is in the NLT.
like unthinking animals, they do whatever their instincts tell them, and so they bring about their own destruction.
Go ahead, you can speak on
Should I read it again?
But these people scoff at things they do not understand.
Yeah, so they scoff at things they don't understand. It's like, that's part of their pride. They don't want to admit that they don't understand. Like we're speaking of scripture today, we're breaking it down. They don't want to admit that they don't understand it, but then they'll say, "Oh, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. No, that's not. That doesn't make sense. What do you mean?" It's like, okay, it doesn't make sense. And tell me how. Explain to me then. They can't give you an answer.
That's right.
No answers. But if you're telling me something wrong, then you should have the answer,
That's right. Yeah.
right? So you know it's just pride.
Yeah.
It's just pride. Either because they can't understand it, or they just think it's bullshit because they're just against what you're saying because they're just wicked.
Yeah. Spirit on them is wickedness. And that's how you know these people, they're not, can what gives us understanding of the scriptures, of the Lord's word, is the Holy Spirit. Right? So these people aren't equipped with the Holy Spirit, but they're also not equipped with the fear of the Lord. They're not equipped with the fear of the Lord. That's why they're talking shit of things, they're talking shit of things they really don't understand. Once these things, these prophecies manifest and play out to an even higher level, then you're going to see Jake scrambling and try to get this understanding. Call upon the name of the Lord and the Son, you know, trying to get right when it's too late. Okay? And that's gonna be your ass, man. That has nothing to do with us.
Yeah, just add what you're saying. Like I was saying, at that point, the Most High, right now he has his hands. It says his hands stretched out still.
Yeah.
Even though they're spitting on him, they're mocking him, they're being rebellious. His hand's still stretched out. He's like, yeah, I'm still here. Right? He still has prophets out here. I'm still speaking to you. And at that time, he's like, oh, I don't know. It's like a woman you've been trying to help this woman for so long, and then you're just like, I had to fuck enough. I'm done with this bitch.
Yeah.
I don't care. Now she wants to come. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You had your time. You had your chance to do it. Now that I turn my face, now you want to come?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
Like unthinking animals, they do whatever their instincts tell them. And
Yeah,
so
so
they
no fear of the Lord. They do whatever their instincts tell them. Like unthinking animals, man. The fear of the Lord is going to make you think twice before you do something.
It says unthinking.
Yeah, like unthinking animals.
See, even animals think.
Exactly.
Even animals know the right thing and the wrong thing. You're
Yeah.
unthinking animals.
Exactly. They're worse. Worse.
Holy. That's fucked up.
Go ahead, Ak.
They do whatever their instincts tell them. And so they bring out their own destruction.
They bring out their own destruction. Yeah, go ahead.
What sorrow awaits for them? For they follow the footsteps of Cain, who killed his brother. Like Balaam. They deceive people
Balaam.
for money. and like Korah, they perish in their rebellion.
Yeah. Now reading in the King James though. Okay. So should natural brute beast.
Okay. Verse 10 in the KJV. But these speak evil of those things which they know not.
Right.
But what they know naturally as brute beasts, in those things they corrupt themselves. Woe unto them, for they have gone into the way of Cain, and ran greedily after error of Balaam,
Balaam.
for reward, and perished in gainsaying of Kor.
You want more? It should say created to be destroyed.
Yeah, that's it. Like for 11. Should I continue on 12?
Yeah, go on 12. See what it says. It should say in there these are natural brute beasts that were created to be destroyed.
Okay. These are the spots of your feet.
2 Peter's. Slack it. Yeah, I got it. I'm right here anyway. This is 2 Peter's chapter 2 verse 12. But these as natural brute beasts made to be taken and destroyed speak evil of things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption. So these are naturally brute beasts that were created to be destroyed, and they were created to be taken in their own folly, so the Most High can judge them. That's the reality of what we're involved in. You have Israelites that just can't get it, but they can't get it because they have a lot to fulfill, and that lot is to not get it. So they can be destroyed, man. So what does that mean for us? That means we have to be internally grateful, man. And how do we show our gratitude? By doing the work, man. Knowing what the Most High's will is for ourselves individually in our own lots, so we can be an acceptable sacrifice. Okay, we're a living sacrifice wherever we go, right? And wherever we are, that's an altar right there. So we have to make sure, knowing that this is the reality, and the Most High has made us privy to this knowledge, His knowledge. We have to get right, man. Get even more right than we were last month. You see, we brought out the precept about the marriage. The marriage is being prepared. Yahweh Bashim Yashai is showing us signs upon signs upon signs that He's right around the corner, man. Okay.
Quick point.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to add what the elder was saying, like if you have let's say you got a woman and she didn't have all the best traits in the beginning, but she was humble, she was sincere, she, you give her advice and she would work on those things. You're gonna deal with someone like that over someone you keep rebuking over and over and over again. They don't want to listen, right? Eventually you're gonna get rid of that person, right? So the marriage is coming, right? Just like we are spiritual women unto the Most High, we're gonna try to get better over and over, like the elder said, like better than last month, even better than last week, even better than the day you were yesterday, right? Because the marriage is coming, so you're focused on like examining your thoughts, going down the scriptures, doing the work, because it's not a joke. Because you want to be part of that marriage, you want to get the fuck out of here, you want to be saved from the destruction that's coming, right? So like if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you need to examine yourself, right? Do you really want to be saved? Because you're not saved. Just because you're in the truth doesn't mean you're saved. It doesn't mean that, right? We're not out of here yet. We still got Jacob's Trouble, we still got MOTV, we still got all the race wars, we got all these things that are going to happen. So you need to get your mind right, right? That's not bad. That was scripture?
Yeah, let's get to 2 Ezra 15. That's the times that we're in right now. 2 Ezra 15 and 16.
Yeah, even that. Like, remember 2 Ezra 15 and 16? Those times are coming, and you have people fucking around.
Which one do you want first?
Right? They think it's a joke. They need someone to come to their door with a gun, then they're gonna start taking it seriously. It's gonna be too late, like the other says, it's gonna be too late at that time.
Ready? Yeah. It says here, this is 2 Ezra 15, verse 1. It says, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people, and the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh.
Yep. And that's what we're doing, man. We're speaking the words of prophecy. Right? right? And it's not coming from us, it's coming from the Heavenly Father. So the Most High is the one that's putting the Spirit on the prophets to speak His words and to go into His words and break it down exactly how He wants us to break it down. Right? Some of you Israelites find the prophets too rough. Well, that means you find the Most High too rough. The Most High is the one that put the Spirit on them to speak like that.
Well, it says Yahweh was all Syrian man.
That's right.
So we were trying to be like our big brother. So why wouldn't we exempt his traits?
Exactly.
Like what the fuck?
The precept. 2 Timothy 3 and 15. And that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through the faith of Yahweh Shai. All scripture is given by inspiration of Yahweh and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness.
That's right. Wow, that's powerful stuff, man. You know, as you were reading, Isaiah 33 and 6 came to mind. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, the strength of salvation, and the fear of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is our treasure. Right? Hey, listen, doesn't matter how much information Putin brings out. Okay? Let's say that the image is a dark-skinned man. He's not going to be saved.
It's true. It's true.
Hey, so keep bringing more information. And by the way, the Lord, it just shows you that the Lord is in control. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is in control, because he didn't tell him to actually tell you the name, even although Putin knows the name. The name is Yahweh, the name of the Heavenly Father, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai, and the elect of Israel is going to have that name written in their foreheads. The Father's name, and the Son's name. It says the Father's name in there, right? But when they look at us, right, because the Lord Yahweh allowed it, you're going to see where it says in Obadiah, saviors will be coming from Mount Zion. You know what I'm saying? So that's the stability, man. This entire truth. And it doesn't matter what they come and tell us. We always go back to these prophecies, right? Right? Because the prophets said it before. Hey, and they're here again. And there's nothing you can do about it. Okay? And they're the ones that the Lord is going to use to bring this truth. Hey, read that again, brother. Read that again.
2 Timothy 3 and 15, and that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through the faith which is Yahweh Shai. All scripture is given by inspiration of Yahweh, and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness.
That's right. So real quick again, let me make it clear. Putin is not inspired like that. Yeah, he's a prophet for his people. He's the biggest thing in Russia. Okay? He's worshipped there.
Yeah, God there.
He's a god there. But that's not who it's talking about. It's talking about these men, starting with the apostles and elders on down, and the house of David, that the Lord has set up in this place.
Yeah. And then it says, make you wise unto salvation. So what does that mean? Master YouTube, what does that mean?
Make you.
Wise unto salvation. What is that?
Knowing the complete understanding.
Say it again?
Having the complete understanding
Close.
of the scriptures.
Yeah, you're right. Close. Look for something a little bit more practical.
But salvation is us being saved, right?
Right.
So it just brings us to our close to our Savior.
Right. But how? Through what? Instruction. Right. Make you wise unto salvation. Wisdom. Right. It's the fear of the Lord. The beginning of wisdom. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So there's instructions that we're going to need to follow to get us into salvation. And those instructions are going to be tied to what? Are going to be tied to us letting things go. You know, you don't get your car no more. You don't get that job no more. Guess what? You're going to have to move out of your house right now.
Might not have that girl anymore.
You might not have that girl anymore. Guess what? You might not see your kid no more. These are instructions that are gonna lead us to salvation, because they're divine instructions. They're orders from the Most High Himself through Yahweh Shai on down. Now it's gonna take faith to believe in that. So if you're not making yourself right with the Lord right now, you're gonna find yourself getting caught out there. Okay?
Yeah, that's what the elder's saying. Also, he's going to give the instruction to the ones that are being obedient.
There you go. There you go. That's really what it is.
If you're not being obedient, you think he's going to help you? Why would he fucking help you?
That's what it is.
Why? If I have a woman that's not listening to what the fuck I'm telling her to do, you think I'm going to help her when she's in trouble? No.
And you know what? That's a good point, because it goes back down to the obedience. When's the best time to be obedient? It's when the Most High is giving out grace.
Exactly.
Because it's a rehearsal. You're not always going to get it right, even though you're trying to be obedient. Now, these people, the difference between us, or the difference between the elect and the rest of the nation of Israel, is that the elect, we don't have a spirit of sin. We don't, but we have a body that's full of it. Right? But 2/3 of Israel, they have a spirit of sin, and they have a body that's full of it. That's why Jude said what? Jude said they're twice dead. Twice dead. Our body's already dead. We're already dead in the body. But now you're also dead in the spirit. You're dead in your mind. You know? So the obedience, like the brother was saying, is the most important thing. You want to be obedient when the Lord is giving out grace. We're in a time of grace. So when you mess up, guess what? Your mess up, your fuck up, your sin is covered under the blood of Yahushua. But then if you deny Yahushua throughout the grace period, okay, and now you want to focus on being obedient, you can't be 100% obedient. That was the whole point of the grace period and the covering of Yahushua. Yahushua is perfect. You see, we have a perfect sacrifice, and the blood of that perfect sacrifice is perfect blood too. So that's a perfect covering. But now you want to try to receive a covering when the doors of grace are closed. No, you're gonna get mauled up.
That's what you're saying. Even the scripture says a just man falls 7 times, but he gets back up. But he's trying. That's the point. Just man will always keep trying to get back up and try again.
Yep.
Someone's not just like, oh, I did it. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm good.
Yep.
I'm out of
They
here.
get bored.
Yeah.
They get disenchanted. Right? Just like when you fall out of love with a woman. She's not what she used to be anymore.
Yeah.
You become disenchanted. That's exactly how a lot of these Israelites are. It's because their spirit wasn't of Yahweh Bashim El Shai, really. Their spirit was given to sin. Just that they came in, crept unaware, really aware to the Most High. When they came in, crept unaware to fulfill prophecy, and they're out.
Quick precept on the point. That's powerful stuff.
Will you finish yours?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, can you get it?
Sorry.
Isaiah 45 on point, because we're going to go into a little bit about how you get. Yeah. So Isaiah 45, real quick.
I got it.
You know what? Yeah. Start at verse 2.
Verse 2?
Right? Yeah, and just go to verse 5 on the point, because you just need to understand and overstand it, right?
Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah.
This is Isaiah 45, verse 2. I will go before thee and make the crooked places straight. I will break in pieces the gates of brass and cut in sunder the bars of iron.
All right, so simply put, the instruction is going to be given to the elect. That's part of the process in regards to building back the truth, right? The Spirit's going to use them. The Lord's going to use them. Continue to verse 5.
Go all the way to verse 5. I jumped to verse 5.
No, go all the way to verse 5.
Okay.
Just give it a little context.
Verse 3. I will give thee the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places.
Hey, all right, real quick. They don't know.
Awesome. Yeah.
Continue.
Hey, do you know what that means? Brother?
Yeah. The name of Yahweh, the name of Yahweh Shemi Shai. That's one secret that he
That's
gave to us.
that's the safest answer you can give. But I want you to break it down if you know. It says, read it again.
It says, and I will give thee the treasures of darkness.
Uh-oh, stop right there. What is that?
Oh, I see why you said that.
Well, the treasures.
Oh, wow, yeah.
The treasures of darkness are the hidden things that was hidden to the world for many years. For one, the fact that Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, is a dark-skinned man.
Yep.
Just came out. That's
Uh-oh.
a big secret that just came out.
Yep. Right.
That's why I said.
Amos 3 and 7.
Beautiful.
Right? The Lord said in Amos 3 and 7, surely the Lord will do nothing, but he reveals his secrets to the servants of the prophets.
Yeah. So even though, sorry.
No, go ahead,
Even though
make it.
Putin is the one that brought this out, you know, he brought this out for pretty much for us.
For the truth's sake.
Yeah,
Not for
Yeah,
us, for truth's sake, because
Yeah.
beautiful point. That's why the Spirit made me say that, and that's the Spirit working with us to show us, simply put, hey, do you think, like I said, do you think that Putin knew before that it was a dark-skinned man?
He knew.
Yeah.
Right. So they've been hiding that dark secret from who? Not from us.
From
Right?
their
Unless
people.
you were in darkness. Right? Unless you were in
Other
darkness. I'm
people
giving
can
an
oppress
example
us.
of what going into dark sayings using the perfect example. Right? They covered up the name. So for about how many years? Christianity? 400 years?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, even a little
The
further
inception,
back.
inception
like
in America is
yeah.
about 200 years. They've been hiding it.
Maybe almost 1,000 years.
Right?
Like 700 years.
Right. And then in America here about 200 years.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
They've been hiding who he is.
Yeah.
Right? And you see, hey, look, put pan the camera right here. Can it pan? Right? You see, that's why we have the apostles, the prophets of the Lord had this picture out here. What, for over what?
Decades, man.
Right?
40, 60, 50.
Telling you that
Years.
this is the devil. Right? This is the wrong image. And a lot of us grew up with it. But the point is, I was using that example as a dark saying. It's not really a dark saying in the sense unless you were in darkness.
Yeah.
So
it's
that's
hidden.
Mhm.
No, I'm just saying it was hidden, right? I'll give you the treasures of darkness, which means the secrets.
The secrets.
that are hidden are not being made manifest to the elect first before the world gets them. Now, the elites of this world, they already knew them. Or else, how else could they hide the truth without having it, or pervert the truth, or tell a lie without knowing it? So, yeah. Now, one point I want to make is that you actually can't hide the truth, but you can hide people from the truth. That's exactly what they've done. They've hide us from the truth.
That's right.
Through all these distractions.
You're black,
entertainment,
I'm just saying, you're
Words.
black, you're this, you're that, you're red, he's yellow, he's brown. Johann Blumenbeck, that damn devil, right? He was exposed, as a matter of fact, in the book Two Babylons. From Babylon to Timbuktu. That he was the one that came up with that. So that's an example of hiding you from the truth, right? But the dark things is going to go into the secrets, which are breakdowns of these scriptures that you cannot utter it unless it's given to you. And it starts with the prophets. It started with the apostles, and then it was on down. They passed on a lot of that stuff from Yahweh Shah, showing them what it is. Anyway, yeah, bring out the precept. Go
It
ahead.
says here, Psalms 83 and 1. We're going to know that.
Yeah.
The Psalm 83 and 1. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy hidden one, thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. That's what they did.
That's right.
That's what they did. They did it a long time ago.
Yeah.
And now the truth is coming out. Isaiah
That's
45
right.
and 3 is
That's right.
coming
That's
out.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go back to Isaiah now.
Yeah, go back and go to the 5th verse on the point. Start. Read it again and then go back and then go down.
Isaiah 45 and verse 3. And I will give thee the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I am the Lord Yahweh, which called thee by thy name.
Wait, hold on. I got a question. So when did they cut off Israel from being a nation? When did that happen?
So when
Some specific time when they did it.
at the year 70 AD, when they went into the land of Israel and destroyed it, when they went into
But Israel still knew they were Israelites.
yeah.
So it's a specific time.
Up and enslaved.
Right?
No, not in slavery. No, you have to go further than that.
I don't know
There's a
this.
scripture on it, right? There's a specific time when the wicked cut off Israel from being a nation. So we just talked about what they did to do that, but when did they do that? Right? You don't know? No one knows.
I just know that when they went into the Grecian captivity, they were not allowed to say that they were Israelites. They couldn't call on the name Yahweh. They couldn't praise Yahweh at that time. They couldn't tell their kids that they were Israelites at that time.
True.
So at that point, they lost their identity. But I just don't know the time.
But even when that happened, there were still Israelites that knew they were Israelites. So basically, it was in Revelation when it says, bring it up. Yeah, bring it up.
Hey, get the precept. Give him the precept. Let him get it.
I don't know where it was in Revelation, where it says he was it was bound for 1,000 years. It was released.
Revelation 20.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Let him read to you.
Okay. You got it? Anyone got it?
Got it?
Revelation 20.
Oh, the great deception.
See it?
Great deception. Okay.
Yeah, there's stuff in the top.
Revelation 20 and 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit.
So where's the bottomless pit?
Europe, yeah.
Right here.
That's fast.
That was fast. Yeah, Christy Pits.
Right? Yeah, I can read it.
Having the key from the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon,
So who's the dragon?
Esau.
and the old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years.
Right, so... Sorry?
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
So it says here, the old serpent, the dragon, the old serpent called the devil. And when you take that and you put it back into the garden, you can tell that the serpent is actually a man, which was the same spirit.
Well, when you look at the word, it takes you right back because it's 3 and 2 or 3, or yeah.
So that's how you know it's actually a man.
Yeah, it's a man. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Yeah, can you read it? Wait, hold on.
And cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years shall be fulfilled.
Yeah, so that was when like they were under, they call it the Dark Ages, right? It was dark for them. That's what's called Dark Ages, right? In that sense, it was also dark because you had dark people ruling at the same time, right?
And after that,
Let me
he
ask you
must
guys
be.
this. See if you do some research on history. So why was Europe the bottomless pit?
well, it's a land, it's a bastard land. Nothing grows there.
Barren. Yeah. Things do grow, but it's
Barren land.
Yeah, it's
massive,
barren.
massive.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
And after that, he must be loosened a little season. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them.
Okay, yeah. So the little season, what's that?
The little season is right now. We're still in the little season when they're ruling.
Yeah.
They still worship that image until a couple of weeks ago, but they still do, even though they know that it's a dark skin man. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. So that was the point. So right there, they got loose, right? So when they got loose, what they do? They started covering their faces. They started doing the deception. All this stuff started happening because now they're back in power, right? They
Telling
slowly,
us
there was
we
a
can't
shift.
read, we can't read the Bible. We can't do this.
Yeah.
Right? We're gonna make laws to go against it. Hey, they're still doing the same thing that they did when they came into power. Go ahead, brother.
No, it's okay. Yeah, so what the elders, back what the elders saying, like when they came into that, the loose for the little season, they slowly took the power back, and we slowly came under them, right? So that's how the covering of the faces, that's how we eventually forgot who we were, and you have slavery, where we're in slavery, but even when we get into slavery, we still, the first bulk of slaves still knew who they're Israelites, because they have, if you go into churches, they have drawings of Hebrew. Right, they actually have Hebrews right, the words,
Hebrew inscriptions.
Yeah, inscriptions on the steeples.
Yeah.
So they knew the first bulk knew they're Israelites.
Yep.
Right, but then over time, the next generation, and they
Got
forget.
beat out of them.
Yeah, exactly.
They
To where we are now.
kept covering it up,
Exactly.
covering it up, and covering it
So
up.
it's gradualism.
Bible
right?
destruction group, we'll bring
Exactly.
this, we'll bring that. You read Psalms 83.
And not only covering up though, they force this person on us right here. They force Catholicism on
Well, yeah,
the Israelites.
that's covering up.
They beat it into them. You know, so they kept beating it into them, and then they have to teach their kids that. So, yeah. And then your kids grew up Catholic, and your kids grew up Christian, and then you start doing the white Jesus.
They start using physical force. That's what it is. There's levels to it. They cover the psyche.
Yeah.
You know, the aspects of warfare, psychological, physical, metaphysical, and emotional and social. Social, yeah. So they use all of those techniques, right? But they literally did what you just said too.
So
They took away the Bible from you. Go ahead.
So back then, during the Greeks, we still knew that we were Israelites. at this time when we were in the slavery, we didn't know. Right? At that point when we were talking about slavery, we didn't know. So until it was actually, when did it come back to us? What happened? Who was it?
Came back.
Take it, man.
In 1969,
Take it.
when Abba Bivens came on the scene
Yep.
and started teaching.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. Which is fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, exactly.
That was it. I forgot we were on. Actually.
Prior to that, real quick,
Isaiah
finish that because it goes into the
Isaiah 43, 45.
45 and 4.
Yeah.
go to first, it goes into back.
So it says it's Isaiah 45 and verse 4. For Jacob, my servant's sake, and it. Can I start back at 3?
Yeah.
Okay. It says, and I will give thee the treasures, because 3 actually lead in. 3 actually lead right into 4.
Okay.
Yes, so it says, and I will give thee the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I am the Lord Yahweh, which called thee by thy name. I'm the God of Israel. For Jacob, my servant's sake, and Israel, mine elect,
There it is. Good.
I have called thee by thy name.
There it is. So that's the point right there. That's the main point, because it goes back to that reputation that we stand for out here, right? And we believe we're those men by faith that works. Justification in regards to that process, you would ask about it, right? It starts with that justification by his faith, right? Or is by faith. Okay, continue.
It says,
Yeah, to verse 5. You finish verse 5 yet?
Finish it.
yeah, it says, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. Verse 5. I am the Lord Yahweh, and there is none else. There is no power beside me. I girded thee, thou that hast not known me. 5.
That's the point. Did you bring it out before you read it? Read it?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Just spirit, brother.
Right here, like we could. This one, Israel. He says it right here. For Jacob, for Jacob, my servant's sake, and Israel, mine elect. So he's only speaking to Israel. Back to BTTB.
Yeah. BTT.
Yeah.
BTTB.
Back to basics. Yeah. So it's pretty much back to basics, where the Most High, Yahweh, is only speaking to Israel, not the entire world.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
Yeah.
And
Pretty
it
much.
starts with the elect of the elect.
Yeah, I mean, you just said the point. I was just going to add the same thing, because it says the God of Israel, right? It's only the God of Israel. It's not the God of the whole world, right? So anyone's like, oh, I can pray to the Most High. He's going to save me. No. Unless you're an Israelite. Even if you might look like one of the other nations, you still could be an Israelite. If this word, if we speak the word and it makes sense to you, then you're most likely an Israelite, right?
Which he is the God, Slugger. He is the God of the whole world. It's just that
It's a power going on.
Yeah, exactly. He's the power of Israel. Well, you could really even say, like, because he makes everything works by him.
It's true.
Anyways, but the Lord just chose Israel to be his people.
Yeah.
Out of all the nations created, he chose one nation to be his people and to deal with them directly.
Ambassadors.
Yeah, ambassadors of him on earth, representatives of him on earth. And that's what would come with, that's what comes with, being chosen by the Lord. The Lord chooses you. Now you're coming in a different spirit. Your mind's renewed. That's what happened to Adam. Adam, before the Most High revealed himself to him, Adam was just being Adam. He was just about, doing his thing, ignorant of wickedness, right? However, the Lord came to him. The Lord came to him and gave him that breath. Now he was chosen. Now he was chosen to be an ambassador, a teacher of the Lord, and he was the first king and priest. So yeah, it's always back to the Most High chose Israel to be his people. But the whole world is going to realize there's only one God in the heavens. It's not, you don't have your own gods. Exactly. Your God is Yahweh. Okay? But he's dealing with the Israelites. Those are his people first. Okay? And the God under him is Yahweh Shai. Right? And it's going to be his kingdom that's going to be established on earth is Yahweh kingdom. But since Yahweh is an Israelite, by default, the kingdom would fall to the Israelites, that nation on earth. Okay? And then there's going to be kings and priests under Yahweh. You got the apostles. King David will be physically ruling under Yahweh, as he will be the physical king on earth. Yahweh, the spiritual king, the overall king. You know, and then you have the rest of 144. They're going to administer judgment across the whole earth and planets. We were going through that yesterday. Planets, because some brothers don't think there's going to be multiple planets for us to inhabit, right? And
it's already proven that. It's already found multiple Earths. Habitable with life. That you can actually put life on that Earth. It's just a bigger Earth in different areas.
Sometimes Esau lies.
That's true. That is true. He does. He does.
He lies about everything.
He lies about everything.
Sure.
I don't mean to sound funny there, but everything.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
so,
true though.
Go ahead, brother.
But the reason why I'm going to say is just the Lord said the earth is his footstool. Right? In a house, you have multiple different furniture. You have a footstool, you have the lazy boy, you have a couch, you have chandeliers. So obviously, if the earth is his footstool, and that's just a furniture in the house, the whole house would be space itself and all the planets and everything else.
Simply put.
You know, so we're gonna inhabit other planets, man. That's a whole nother thing. But the main point is the Lord is only dealing with Israel, and those blessings are given to Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians.
Yahweh even said it. He said, I went to go prepare many mansions.
Exactly. In my father's house.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Right?
There you go. So, you find out, man.
Hey, that's a dark saying. They never talk. Hey, you'll never hear that on the news. Never. Never.
Christians.
Never. No, not even Christians. Maybe when I was growing up. That's why you said maybe.
Yeah.
You've never heard it. Right? But a dark saying was just broken down there in essence for you. Right? When you go into this, and you before you went into the, you basically broke down a dark saying going into Adam. If they could receive it. Right? That he was perfect. He was walking around. He was ignorant of sin.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, but he was perfect.
Yeah.
You know what scripture goes with that? We're fearfully and wonderfully made. Hey, who's it talking about? We're fearfully and wonderfully made. It starts with Yahweh. Starts with him. And then it goes go down to the elect. See? Well, you never know that. You never knew that. Excuse me. You never knew that. Right? Until these men come out here inspired by the Spirit. Right? But you go home and say they're drunk. Where were you?
So 2 Corinthians 15.
Yeah, continue.
Yeah.
Even 2 Corinthians 15, the first verse tells you that he's speaking to only Israel.
See,
It tells
that's the theme of the Spirit.
Yeah.
That's the theme.
2 Corinthians 15, I'm going to start at verse 1 again. It says, Behold, speak thou into the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh.
That's right.
And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
That's right.
Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not.
Stop. So, hey, those imaginations are going into fakery. It's all lies and deception. Right?
Yep.
The truth is already has a pattern from Yehovah Shem Yoshai, the love letter to his chasten, to his elect. So those imaginations, I'm just saying, going into it in essence, it's all lies.
Yeah, man.
True lies.
Also, these imaginations is trying to jab the MOTB and the elect.
Well, yeah.
You know, that's also an imagination.
Yeah. Hey, man, like, this thing's gonna be far out. Who knows? Because Esau can literally plaster your face on TV, have you say something that you just never said. He can have you fix your mouth saying that. Deep fake, yeah. And that's what he can do. This devil can post a picture of a major man in the truth and say that, and have him say he got the MOTB. You know, it's okay. Just to, you know, who knows? But that's why the scriptures say, fear not the imaginations, because their heart is deep. The heart of the wicked is deep, which means their mind. They think of some of the next. Hey, the more you study Esau, the more you glorify the Heavenly Father. You know why? Because when you look at Esau, man, it's just when you think I forgot how wicked you really are, he surprises you. I'm actually more wicked than what you thought. It's like, yo, the Most High is perfect. You know, you have to give him glory, even when you see how wicked Esau is. He created that. You know,
Esau's I think 10, 20 years ahead.
yeah.
Because this MOTV thing been around from I think 1983, from way back when.
Way back, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
now it's like full speed ahead. Full speed ahead.
And that's and you know why that is? It's because it's a prophecy. He knows that he had a short time, so he's coming for. So the truth is making him speed up, but it's actually all prophecy altogether, anyways.
Because once he gets control of the money, the digital currency, everything all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
That's when because you can't buy nothing, you can't sell nothing, you can't do nothing.
Well, hey, Swift just posted that they're going ahead and starting the CBD systems within the next 12 to 24 months. Not gonna be 24 months. Maybe within the next 6 months. Because remember, they will tell you this is how long we're gonna do something, and then some black swan event will speed up, will expedite what they said was gonna happen 2 months, 3 months, or 12 months ago. Now it's gonna happen next month.
That's right.
So they're just telling you get ready for CBDC because about 27 countries are already on like a wait list to implement right away. You know?
Really, just to add what the elders say, they already have it ready.
Yeah.
This is just an excuse for him to do it right now. See, Esau's a liar. He says, oh, it's been 12, 24 years. He already has it ready. He's just looking, okay, 24 years, so we're going to actually start working on it. If we don't have it ready already, we're going to start working on it. Okay, then the event happens. Okay, what we got to do right now? He's going to trick you guys. He's a trickster. You can't trust what he says. He's low-key.
Beautiful point, brother. Within his trick, he's bound to be a trickster, right? Because the instruction, hey, for you people at home, the instruction, the instruction and the instruction and all these things that we're talking about. Hey, who do you think he has to go to get approval? Right? I'm not going to go to Job chapter 2, right, to go into that. But the point is, right, he gets his instruction from the left side. Simply put, right? So all of those things, it's the speed of prophecy as was brought out. Okay? So that we can get out of this place. Right? But it's in the Lord's hand. And the Lord's doing it, and he has to go there to get instructions. That's the point. Right? He has to go to Yahweh Shem Yahushai through the order. Right? And his agent is the spiritual demon Satan.
That's right.
Anyway, that's the point.
Quick precept for you. This is Micah. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 1 in the NLT. What sorrow awaits you who lie awake at night, thinking up evil plans? You rise at dawn and hurry to carry them out, simply because you have the power to do so. And that's just how wicked elites and bankers, man. They know the earth has been given into their hands, right? And that's why they're forwarding wickedness every chance they get, which is really every moment of the day.
Yeah.
Every moment of the
What
day.
scripture was that one again?
Micah 2:1. NLT. Yeah.
That's not the one. I was trying to figure out if that's the one in the King James that says about how they lie on their bed.
Oh, yeah, it's the same one. Yeah,
Oh, it is?
I'll read it
Okay.
for you. I'll read
It
for
says
you.
it at dawn, that's why. Because I was like,
Yeah, I'll read it for you.
no, it's alright, you read it. That's
Okay.
it. That's it.
Okay, come. Yep.
Just
go
never
ahead.
heard of the NLT.
Yeah.
So I need to start.
Getting on the NLT, yeah?
I don't want to.
I know.
So I'm so old school,
I know.
but I don't mind listening to certain brothers when they bring it up. But the only reason why Most High has brothers, the other day I was thinking about it. The reason why Most High has brothers going into NLT and or New Living Translation is only because it's for the newcomers.
Yeah, you're right.
These brothers they can't deal with it.
Yeah, the
Right?
old English.
So that's just a spirit, right? Because before we never ever went in. We're like,
Never,
oh fuck
yeah.
that, because I remember seeing the comparisons. They took out certain
Take-
verses and they were pulling away. So it was like, because of what it says in Revelation, it's well, don't add or take away.
Add or take away. Well, they
So I
do
was just
that.
like, but it's a spirit.
Yeah.
So it's just switching gears. So to crush gainsayers, man, because those other jakes that's in those other church philosophies, we have to crush them in the gate, man.
That's right.
That's going into Isaiah 45 and 3. what he's going into. The dark things, dark sayings. Because even although they take it out, right? And if you go back to the original, the younger men can't get it yet. But the Spirit will show them, hey, wait a minute. Once the breakdown comes the right way from the elect, from the Spirit, that's what that means. Wow.
Sooner or later, because they're trying to omit the Bible, they're trying to tell people to stop teaching from the Bible. So because the Bible's on an app that's easily manipulated, so they're going to start changing it. Even the blue letter, they're going to start taking.
Oh, they
things
did
out.
that from way before you even came.
Snap.
Yeah,
They did
started
that with
doing that.
John 3:16.
Oh,
Because the
snap.
word cosmos, it actually said a separate entity. When the elders used to bring it out. So the elders went hard into it. They did that by like 2012 or 2013. Then it was like changed.
No
I'm like,
pictures.
what the fuck? But we weren't using screenshot. The screenshot wasn't really a thing on the phone. You could do it on the computer by knowing which button keys to simultaneously to press. But that wasn't really an option on the phone. Like you had to get an app, and then it became an alternative thing. It was like certain phones could do it by pushing the side or whatever, 2 buttons, hold it down or whatever, right?
Wow. I just thought about it. I'm like, okay, now you're saying.
Yeah.
You had the Spirit, Strong's Concordance, the library,
Yeah.
and what else was it?
Oh, the one I had, the second
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
Yeah, I saw he was bringing it.
Right?
But it was better if we just go on thing.
You still have
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
Yeah, there was in 2nd Ezra 15 and 3, it says, "Fear not the imaginations against me," and then you bring up a point that they might do a deep fake with lost to heart. There's a scripture on that is where you're not supposed to be worshiping men, right? So if you're worshiping an apostle to heart like that, and you see that he said, "Oh, they do the deep fake," and they say, "Oh, take the MOTB."
right.
Well, a lot of people are going to go follow that and do it because you're worshiping him. And he tells you, even the apostles before, there was some videos of pictures of the apostles looking like gods and they had eyes, and he told them to take that shit off because, like,
Yeah, it's too much.
yeah, it's like you're worshiping them,
Yeah.
right? So that's why you're not supposed to be worshiping a man like that, right? You're supposed to respect him because his position, what he's done, but you're not supposed to worship him.
That's right.
Because Esau will try to use that against you, like the elder just said. They might do the deep fake where one of the apostles says that, and you're like, oh shit, the apostle said, okay, I gotta go do it. But the scriptures clearly say what the MOTB is,
That's right. That's
right? So you gotta be circumspect of that.
The men of GMS and the men that follows GMS, they know firsthand what the MOTB is. You got Nate, you got ISUPK, you got Nate and ISUPK who's telling people that the MOTB is not a chip. So they're the ones who's gonna. They don't even have to deep fake them for their people to go take it. Because they're not warning the people what the MOTB is. So they're gonna take it freely.
Yeah.
Convenient.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Next.
Hey, you see that? Hey, you see that?
Let's go to.
They missed it.
Yeah,
You see that?
Yeah,
You
you
know.
already mentioned it from before.
That's the number second Ezra?
basically, yeah.
No, but you
that's funny.
just praise him.
Yeah, there you go.
Continue with it.
Yeah.
For them to get.
So it's 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 3. Fear not. You just read it. Go to verse 4. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth,
All right. Now we're getting to the meat.
and their hurtful
Read that
works.
Again. Read that again. I like the sound of that.
Verse
Read it
6.
again.
For the I'm going to verse 5. Verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world,
That's right.
the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
And hey, and like you don't need the scriptures. Just look at the news. Look at all the alternative news sources out there, and look at what's going on around the world, man. That's where we're surrounded by sword, famine, and death. Hey, listen, this thing happened with the boat in Pittsburgh. People don't understand how serious that is because, first of all, Pittsburgh, that port, it houses about 25 to 30% of vehicle transportation. You know how big a ship has to be to carry cargo of vehicles?
But a lot of people didn't even realize Vancouver, they shut down.
See, there you
Port
go.
shut down and they didn't tell anybody.
There
They
you
were
go.
striking back in August, and then all of a sudden, like it's not even in the main news. I've
Yeah.
seen a report from CBC that said it last week,
Yep.
right? Was saying about it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I was then trying to look through the media, through Google, to see why is it closed. There's no reports. What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. This port, and you have all these boats piling up in Pittsburgh. They're all piling up, and you know why they're piling up? Because they're too big to go anywhere else. All these boats that are piling up in Pittsburgh are meant to come through Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh's port is big enough to carry them through. They can't go anywhere else. They're just piling up. So what's happening? It's literally a besiegement. You know, the Israelites and you Americans are being besieged. You see? Then you got the Panama Canal is drying up. So that's fucking up logistics. You can't get boats through there because the water's drying up. The Most High is drying up that canal. Then you got the Suez Canal. You got a lot of logistics are getting disturbed through there. Why? Because the Houthi, you know, or whatever, they're going there shooting up, robbing the cargo. So these are major ports and major canals where a lot of global trade goes across. And the Suez Canal accounts for 50% of global trade. You know how expensive things they're about to get? They're about to go right through the roof.
They're just
If
doing
you
it
came in,
purposely.
if you came into a lump sum of money, don't spend that like nothing, man. Okay, you're gonna probably need it because a whole bunch of things are about to get extremely expensive.
Well, if you have money,
Extremely
you should only be having things that actually come into need in that day, right? The money value loses. It loses its value. Right?
Yeah. Well,
So
that's exactly what ends up
it's
happening.
better to be put into things like gold or silver, and then it can be traded or
Gold
whatever,
is extremely expensive right now.
right? Yeah, gold is over 2,000.
Over 2,000, yeah, a trillion or whatever. Or
Yeah.
a trillion.
All of them is going up because before, like first came into copper was like about $3 or $2 troy ounce. Now it's like $5 not. People are, ripping the stations that has the coils for it to charge the cars. Some guys are going out there and just ripping. I don't know how they're doing it. They're ripping the whole thing off.
Damn.
They're
And
probably
all-
tying something on it because it's electric, right? And then you can get blown to bits. You'll fly across the street from that, right? So that's electrical work. So they're ripping that shit, and then the silver that's going out too. Well, it's poor man silver. It's whatever. It's there.
Plus, these migrants are being released on March 31st, which is tomorrow. They're being cut off from all their subsidy payments they were getting for housing, for food, for raiment. They're being cut off from that. A lot of them are in shelters that are 60-day shelters. You can only be in there for 60 days, then they got to boot you out to fit other people in. So when you think about the psychology behind it, these migrants have been used to heaven compared to where they're from for the last 2 months, a month. Now they get a cut off from that. Where do you think they're gonna go to grab all their stuff? They're gonna start going into these stores, going into people's houses,
Well,
robbing
that's
other
why
people.
you've been hearing about the squatter thing, right?
Oh yeah,
The
yeah,
squatter
yeah,
law.
yeah, yeah,
So they're gonna
yeah,
do that. And there was a woman. I should have put the thing in the chat, but I was just like, I overloaded today. So there was a woman. 2 squatters went into her. They followed her into our apartment, followed upstairs, and then bodied her, and then shoved her in the suitcases inside of her closet. And then people were looking for her for a week, and then they went to her apartment, and they seen that somebody squatted in there
Yeah.
for the time being,
Yeah.
and then seen that she was stuffed in a duffel bag.
Yeah, man. That's exactly what's gonna
Curled
happen.
up like a
They're
2-year-old.
gonna take her home, man. Yeah.
I was
right.
gonna add to what the elders are saying. Also, when that bridge, you mentioned besieging, right? You do a besieging before you attack a country. It's the setup, right? So you're doing the besieging, and you got the migrants coming out, right?
Trojan horse.
Exactly.
Yeah, part of
Right?
it's part of it.
So then all the chaos goes on, and now those bridge access are cut off. No help's coming in, so now you're trapped in that city alone.
Yeah.
The purge.
Yeah.
Right?
Biden just cut off the port. He completely closed down the port. It's completely closed down, and then Niagara is calling a state of emergency early for April 8th because there's supposed to be 1 million people going down over there in Niagara to watch the solar eclipse. Hey, and I was telling you brothers before we put on the camera that again, that's another thing. Solar eclipse was April 8th. I was telling these brothers, Alistair Crowley, he wrote a book on April 8th, about 120 years ago, to the exact date of April 8th. and it was called the Book of the Law, or the Law of the Book, something like that. But he had an encounter. He said he had an encounter with the deity. He was hearing voices, and they were telling him to draw down an X. Now, why that's significant? Because 7 years ago, the first solar eclipse came across 7 places called Salem, right? Which is Shalom, peace. Now this one is coming across the opposite direction over 7 places called Nineveh, right? That's an X. This man drew it out. Now in the middle of that place is of that X is a place called Rapture, city called Rapture.
Means tension.
You know, and then the boat that the Dali called Dali. One of the brothers brought it out in Swahili that it means the end. So
Oh yeah, just like the flood.
yeah, con. So this these devils they're working up their enchantments. Then CERN's about to be turned on April 8th. CERN is them just literally trying to tap into the 4th dimension to bring out demons and spirits.
You know
That's
Those guys
it
pray
called?
hard.
Yeah.
What's it called? This show came out last week. Something problem and problem. What the fuck is its name again, man? Was that? It came out on Netflix, and that
And they show you that you leave the world behind. The boat where it lost control.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
showed you that.
yeah. Because basically the CERN thing, them turning on this thing, that's what was in that that show, and they were trying to avoid doing that. It just came out on Netflix last week. Huh? No, it was called
Stranger Things is all about
something
CERN, though.
something and
That's all about
problem,
CERN.
something and problem or something was called. Let me get the name. I'll get the name for you.
Let me get this Isaiah 47.
I just want to say something real
Yeah.
quick. Get it while you get it. Hey, you see that precept you read, brother? The first word, it says, behold. We did a lesson this week. Brace yourself.
Right.
That's what the word behold means. All right? So it's a dark way when you go into the word brace. It's talking about holding on to this truth, the eternal truth. Only the elect is going to hold on when all these crises come. Hey, get the word brace for me. Behold, brother, and hold it. Right? But that's what that's going into. Brace yourselves. It's really about holding on to the truth. Right? Yeah. Behold. You can do etymology, right, for the record, or if you can get it from there, fine. If you can't, if you can get it from the blue letter, get it from the blue letter.
I have it from etymology. Behold, give regard to, hold in view, also to keep hold of, belong to.
There you go. It's really going into the truth spiritually. So you learn something, a dark way of speaking. And here, the men of the Lord, we are encouraged to look up words. Right? So it's really going into the truth. First and foremost, when you see all these things that are happening, it's going to fuck up you wicked people. You're going to get it the worst. Read, brother. Finish it. Finish it. Finish it. Behold.
Let's finish
Oh,
it.
that's it?
Yeah.
Oh, etem, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
etymology.
that was the point on what it meant. It's really holding on to the truth. That's pretty good.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, that's
Yeah, bro.
I was just gonna add a quick point to what the elder just said. You already seen a precursor when the whole lockdown situation, right? That was like a test run, right? So you already seen when people bugged out how crazy they went for that. This is gonna be way worse.
Way worse.
This is the last curtain call.
Exactly.
So they're gonna throw everything.
Exactly.
They're not holding back nothing.
Yep. Plus, they're seeing all this truth come out. Seeing how much people are waking up to Esau. Esau's basically losing control of the narrative. And the narrative was just a lie he's been telling for two centuries.
And what shows that is what Putin brought out with the
Icon.
icons. So that fucked up a lot of Christians' heads. They're just like, what? Isn't this guy supposed to be a warlord? What is this guy bringing this? Like people, I haven't heard any comments yet. I didn't really look to see check comments on
They're too bugging out.
TikTok and other places. But I know people like they had, people always talk out the side of their mouth, and it's easier to, put it in their opinion on online, right? Because they think no one's gonna look at it. But sometimes it gets the best of you, right? Like, oh, I can fucking say whatever I want. No one's gonna think somebody might challenge me or whatever. But hey, what he brought out, made people wet the bed now.
Yeah. You bunch of Christians, churchianity people, you're a bunch of cockroaches. You come out in the day and this is what happened. Right? Hey, stay in the night where you belong. You can't be messing with the men of God.
Yeah, I had the thing that it was. The show was called Three Body Problem.
Oh, I haven't watched that.
Oh, I see.
So they showed you that Esau used the fucking
Sir?
used the CERN, but he did in it. I watched up to the 3rd episode, but they were like using the fucking the AI the virtual reality thing you put on your head.
Oh, yeah,
Headset.
yeah, yeah.
Walk around
Right,
town.
and then they were going back and looking like centuries and shit, and then they thought it was real good, and their head cut off. It was
Oh,
crazy,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and there was
yeah.
a few other stuff in it. I'm just like, man, there's a lot of shit in here.
Yeah, yeah.
So they
yeah.
put a lot of actors from Game of Thrones in it.
Yeah, the big guy. That
Yeah,
used to be into
yeah.
books. is in there.
Can't remember his
That
name
guy
again.
that used to be always into books. Hey, can
Yeah.
you get Isaiah 47?
And look, it says 3 body problems. So it's
Amazing
3,
show.
right? 3 represents understanding, and then
Oh,
body, which is the elect,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then a problem.
Yeah. God.
Wow.
Yeah. Go ahead. And read the NLT.
Isaiah,
Start at 5.
so Isaiah 47 and 5. Oh, beautiful Babylon, sit now in darkness and silence. Never again will you be known as the queen of kingdoms.
That's
For
right.
I was angry with my chosen people and punished them by letting them fall into your hands.
You see, and that's why, that's really why these devils, these elites, have been able to build America up off the backs, the blood of you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, North American Indians. Why? Because the Most High was angry with us. That's why. So Esau's power is given to him by the Heavenly Father through prophecy. See? And here he is trying to upset prophecy, right? But all he's doing is fulfilling prophecy. And that's why the scriptures say the pride of thine heart has deceived thee. You really think you know the Most High set you up according to prophecy to rule for this amount of time and to rule over his people, but that all your power that the Most High has given you has gotten to your head, and you now think you can upset prophecy. That's what CERN is all about. CERN is about him trying to open up the dimensions to the fourth dimension, open up the doors to the 4th dimension. So that's why he's always putting in his shows time travel. He wants to be able to go back in time and rewrite what Cain did, or what Jacob did, so that he can never be without a promise. Right? He's trying to rewrite his mistakes. That's what it's all about.
That CERN thing is opening up the 4th dimension.
Yeah, open up the 4th
Right.
dimension. Yeah.
But they've been messing around from time. I remember seeing a few videos back in the day that they were with the mirror on the wall, right? So this is just another gateway of doing things, right? So it's tapping into it. She's getting it from the left-hand side.
All right, can you read that again?
Yeah. For verse 6, for I was angry with my chosen people and punished them by letting them fall into your hands.
Oh yeah, so that was the point. So also you got these 2/3 that think they're gonna survive everything that's coming. Like you got Rick Ross talking about his bunkers and shit like that. But you don't understand the most side, you're a 2/3, you're gonna die. That's why he's setting up all these guys. You see boys having to pay Diddy, right?
Yeah.
Now he's on the run. He didn't expect that to happen. So all these things, all these plans that these 2/3 had about trying to escape and they're gonna do these things, you're gonna die. He's gonna get you. Forgetting he's in control. You probably thought you had yourself set up, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna do this. It's not happening. And he's only the next one probably be Oprah. All these fucking 2/3,
Oh, they're coming there. You're on
all of them. He's gonna get all you guys, all of you.
And even those that are not like, well, the Most High has hit this, right?
Yeah,
These are just people that fully sold out to the utmost degree,
that's where they're going first.
right?
Yeah.
And even you people that are like, that are of the world, because all you people mostly are of the world. What's going to fully display that is you taking a chip, right? Because I don't know if you've ever seen the video that I put from YouTube. I think it was like 2 days ago, 2 or 3. And then the guy was explaining about he was a TikToker, and then he was like trying to elevate his
He had long hair?
status. Yeah, like it was not short.
Yeah, it was look like Edomite.
Yeah. He was saying about what he did. He went to the state. He went to LA. He moved to LA, and then tried to build up himself and blah blah blah. Then he was invited to that party, invitation only, right? And it was basically Eyes Wide Shut. everybody had to keep on a mask, and then he was going to room. They rung a bell to go to each room at a certain, like, I think would probably half an hour or whatever he was explaining, but he couldn't bring his phone. We had to bring it at the door, and then he didn't get to a certain level, so they were watching him, and then they kicked him out, and then he went on the other side of the scene. The shit that his buddy, he still stayed, and then he went all the way. And then he was getting watched. The man was saying about how they were fooling around with stuff. They were idling with his car because he came to the party, but he didn't go fully all the way through. So they tried to make him look crazy, make himself look crazy. They were idling with the man's car, turning. He would go. They were watching him. He would go somewhere and then come back to the car. The left blinkers flashing. He didn't do that. Some other shit. His thing was moved in his apartment. Yeah, they were fucking with him, man. So you 2/3 that sold out. You're gonna be paid visit, man. Ultimately by the Mossad.
Yeah, break them down. Wow.
Yeah, continue.
Hey, no, just to bring it out again. Psychological warfare, ideological warfare, right, and then physical assault, because you mentioned it in regards to that thing.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, that's physical. Hey, that's physical assault, because it tells us in Leviticus 19 and 28, these men here, right, starting with the apostles and elders on down in the house of David, we're not supposed to take that thing. Not even supposed to get blood removed.
Yeah. So those that inquire about the law. Well, let's see what happens with you. You've always been boasting about the law, and then you take that thing.
Yeah, well, we had leaders in Israel that was telling them to do that, right? When the first thing came out 4 years ago.
Machine might happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to see more when it's mandated and upon you people like that, right? Yeah. Upon.
I got a precept just about what he's reading. It's Psalms 17 and verse 13. It says, "Arise, O Lord Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword."
Yeah, exactly. That's to why we were put into slavery. The Most High was basically whooping us, slashing us with the sword.
Esau is the Lord's sword.
That's right. It's the Most High's sword.
Yeah. Isaiah. No. Is it Isaiah?
I think so. It's Syrian.
Yeah.
Out of my anger. Good, huh?
I'll read it again. For I was angry with my chosen people and punished them by letting them fall into your hands. But you, Babylon, showed them no mercy. You oppressed even the elderly. You said, "I will reign forever as the queen of the world."
Yeah, the Most High checkmated you, because really, all the other nations, we were under slavery under them. They didn't go as far as Esau went. Why? Because they weren't created to be the wicked. It's the Most High checkmate you. He knew you were going to go above and beyond, because he created you to be the wicked, right? But he did that, so now he's justified in destroying you because of all the wickedness you've done. Okay, you went above and beyond, as you were created to do in wickedness.
That wasn't me. That was my ancestor.
Right. Yeah. And you know what? You Edomites that put up that argument, that's still not our problem. It's not our problem. You have to go deal with that with the Most High. Because if you're an Edomite, you're most likely living off the wealth of your foreparents anyways.
Which is them. Reincarnation.
Exactly. Which is them in the reincarnation. That's right. You won't get the reincarnation thing, but whatever, man. Pray to the Most High. Maybe He'll have mercy on you.
Give you a nightmare.
Maybe I'll have mercy on you. I don't know. I'm not the Most High. I'm not really concerned with you.
Let you get hit by a bus quick.
You know?
Right? When you don't want to die.
Go ahead, huh?
You did not reflect on your actions or think about their consequences. Listen to this.
Do as I will. That's the spirit that's pushed out in America. Babylon the Great. Why in the world would you give a second thought to your actions or the consequences of them if it's do what you want to do? You know? Yeah. Do what you want to do. You know? Live how you want to live. You know, and step on anybody's toes or head, you know, to get to the top. That's what it's all about. Everything in Esau society, everything in Esau society is surrounded. It really is uplifted by sin. That's how you get by in a society, is by being committed to sin. And that's how he's made it. You know, lies, everything.
Get rich or die trying.
Exactly. You get rich or die trying. That's a lesson still. You can spiritualize that. It's a lesson. Go ahead.
That's both ways.
Listen to this. You pleasure-loving kingdom,
Right.
living at ease and feeling secure.
That's right.
You say, I am the only
That's why
one.
a lot of you Americans, you guys are bugged out. You guys are stupid because you have an attack on your own country, right? And you don't even know it. You don't really even know it. The majority of you Americans still think you're good, but you got your government bringing all these migrants in. The majority of them are first degree murderers, cartel members. You know.
That's
And-
why Texas is doing what they're doing. They're not playing around.
Yeah,
There's a lot of shit that's not reaching the news.
Yeah, yeah,
Right? It's only right that it happens in that type of state.
yeah.
Because it's so-called a God-fearing country, but it's an area for blood to reach out to the horse's bridle.
Yeah. And a lot of you are waiting for the word terrorism. You know, they haven't declared any terrorist attacks or anything. They don't have to. They can declare espionage, right? Which is actually the code word they used for when Chinese spies were caught spying on Americans and Canadians. They use the word espionage. When you look up the word espionage, real quick. That's really what you got going on. It's espionage. They don't no longer have to do the terrorist attack nonsense. You know?
Obviously, well, they use the word extremist.
Yeah, exactly. Extremist. You got it? Go
Yeah,
ahead.
it says etymology says spying, from espionage to spy, female spy, yeah, to spy.
Yeah, it's a spy. And that's really been the narrative with the enemies, with Moab especially, is spying on Americans, right, through TikTok, all these different apps, which is funny because Facebook and Instagram is just the FBI, right? FB plus I equals FBI.
There's another one more tag.
Yeah.
It says the systematic use of spies to get military or political secrets.
Uh-oh.
So they can declare espionage, and the majority of you Americans wouldn't know what the hell that is. Foreign espionage. Okay, so you're a careless, loving, prideful country, and that spirit has been spread out to the four corners of the earth. It's just that you're the hub of it. You're the mecca of that spirit. Okay,
I'm sure they were using that word heavily in the 50s and 60s.
espionage.
Go ahead. Get smart.
You say that I am the only one, and there is no other. I will never be a widow or lose my children.
Yeah. Never see internal war. Well, there's been civil war, but not from foreign invaders. Right? When you guys stepped into World War II, you came out good. You came out prosperous. You stepped into World War I, you came out good. And then you stepped into World War II, you came out even better. you after World War II, you set the whole world on your standard of money, on the gold standard. The whole world was tied to your dollar, your currency, after World War II. So you became that loving, that prideful city. You're like, I'm a lady, and none of my children will see death. So none of the Americans are gonna be. That's gonna be the top country in the world, basically. Which is funny because Trump, that fucking warlock. What is he getting people to say that enchantment? Gaga.
Okay. I thought
God.
you meant
MAGA.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
MAGA.
Yeah.
Make America great
Great
again.
again. Okay, yeah.
Now MAGA, I forgot brother was bringing it up, but MAGA goes back to an ancient deity. So you're just enchanting out in this deity, man. You know?
Give you some sneakers, all this stuff,
Yeah.
right? Passing laws.
Selling some Bibles as well.
Bibles.
And because he pardons
Selling
people.
some Bibles as well.
Yeah. Come on,
Trump Bible.
Yeah.
And he pardons people.
Yeah, come on.
So they
come on,
love him
come
too,
on.
'cause he
Yeah.
pardons.
Yeah, he does pardon.
Yeah. Pardons a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, meanwhile,
Some
it
of
was-
these jakes that have done like fucking almost like 70, 50 years
Yeah.
in the bin.
Hey, but you dummies, you don't know when he was in office. You have no clue what he did. He was the proponent of the biometrics. that you're pushing right now and running around, and you're getting chipped out. So he has you dummies, like he says. This is the dumbest place in the world. Hey, he said that out of his mouth. I'm roughly paraphrasing.
You
Says-
can say that.
yeah.
Well, people still love him.
Yeah.
Still love him.
Yeah, he's right. They're dumb. Go ahead.
Because remember, he's a charlatan. He's a charlatan. Biden is a lawman, so he's a tyrannical type of person.
Yeah. That's who he is. Yeah.
Because what he did, there was a video I seen. His wife and his son just died, and then his sons were in the hospital from a car crash. I don't know what the fuck happened, and he used that as his pinnacle of his political to forward himself. Like they were the CBS or whatever it was in there in the hospital with him, and he's like his son is injured, like on the bed there, and they're like news camera. It's like what the fuck? I'm like I seen the footage. I'm like this still exists?
You probably set it up.
Yeah. He wants your blood. In other words.
His family just fucking died.
Lois.
Woman died. One or two of his children died, and then like I think one or two of them survived.
Sacrifices for the common good.
Yeah.
That's all he's thinking. These guys are gonna make him great.
Go ahead.
Verse 9. Well, both these things will come upon you in a moment. Widowhood and the loss of your children. Yes, these calamities will come upon you. Despite
That's civil unrest. You know, that's gonna come in a moment, right? And it's gonna be when you least expect it. Just like the scripture say, like a thief, the day of the Lord is like unto a thief in the night. Okay, but not to those who are in the day, right? Because a thief breaking into your house during the day, that's not really a good move. You're gonna see him. Most likely you're home. But at night, it makes more sense. People are asleep. Sometimes people are not home.
People are at sleep like right now during the day. You know.
Yeah, we're in the
spiritual.
daytime. Yeah.
Because this kingdom is it's like oh man, I can go to the grocery store, I can get this, I can get that. It's not like oh I gotta plant it, and then I gotta be like oh who's coming for my fucking goods?
Yeah.
You know.
Not
This
yet.
is my shit.
Yeah, not yet.
So then I have to arm myself. I gotta have my sword sharp and everything, and you know.
Yeah.
In this place, it's like, oh, the fuck, I don't gotta worry about anything.
Yeah.
Just leave your car keys at the fucking door.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Right at the door. So who comes in? Like,
exactly.
The thief.
Hard cookies and milk.
So these people they're on their leaves, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey, in Baltimore, it's gonna be
On the
it's gonna
lazy
be
boy
a
move.
big proponent, I believe, for this devil to use for 15 minutes because first of all, this court crashing, and then they have the police situation where they don't have enough cops. Cops are telling them, which Esau man, whatever, that you're doing it on purpose, man. But they're telling, basically setting up a purge. They're telling you, don't call us between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. There will be no response.
That's the purge.
No responders. Exactly.
Free
But
for
then
all.
that's out on the news. What do you think people who are robbing houses thinking?
Well, wait a
"Ah,
second. You
I bet
said 3 a.m.
3:30. I'm
3
going to
a.m.
rob this house.
3 a.m.
Yeah.
That's a witchcraft hour.
Yeah,
Where
exactly.
It's prevalent.
Left-handed.
Left-handed, they use that to bring forth wickedness.
Yeah,
man.
witch's hour.
Which is our, yeah, and the obviously on the right side as well, there's influence. That's why we're speaking about it, right? Because that's when the Lord usually get a lot of inspiration as well. So, hey, that's where they get it from, right? But that's the left side of it. Yeah, 3 in the morning.
Yep.
You know it's midnight in California, right? And it's 3 here.
About it would be about that.
But you know, that's what it goes back to.
Just to add to what you say, also because those times are coming, especially these women. Jacob's trouble's for you too. Don't think because Jacob's trouble, so wait a minute. You're gonna get it too, because really worse because you're weak. You're weak. At least if I'm a man, someone comes at me, I can somewhat defend myself. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're gonna call for help, but the police are not gonna be there at that time. So what are you gonna do? So all this shit you've been doing, all this wickedness that you've been doing, because you know when you're doing wicked shit, it's because no one's calling you out on your shit. All that judgment, don't worry, most likely has a tab. And it's not just for the women, I'm talking for everybody. Right now I'm talking about the women. Eventually he's gonna pay that tab. He's like, okay, time to pay up, right? So if you're dealing with a man of the Lord and you're giving him a hard time, it's not really a wise thing to do.
Right.
It's not really wise.
That's true.
Okay? Because the Lord's dealing with the man first.
That's right.
So if he sees you're dealing a certain way with him, remember the Most High knows every conversation you're having too.
Yeah.
Right?
And he's a jealous power.
Exactly.
You know, so if you're causing stress and that man is going through stress with you and that's slowing down his process with the work with the Lord, he'll just cut you off from that man. Okay, he's a jealous power. He
Exactly.
wants his man to be a profitable servant. Turn my money, focus.
Right.
But if a woman is around and she's causing you more stress, hey, the man might not even pray for the Lord to take her out. The Lord just takes her. Yeah, you gotta go. Hey, my servant needs to be profitable. He's stressed out. He won't do a lesson because you and him were arguing the other day.
Yeah. You're slowing him down. He has money to make. You're fucking with my money. You're fucking with my money. I'm not gonna let anyone fuck with my money. That's how the Most High's talking. So what do you think he's gonna do? So you really have to understand this is not a joke.
You'll have
Right.
mercy and maybe break your ankles.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Maybe.
Right? If it's a so-called female that claims to be in the truth, you might break your ankles. Right? So you better listen to that man.
Yeah.
The Lord.
Go on his height.
Right? 'Cause it's not a joke. Those times that are coming in, the man's getting ready for that. So you should be helping him. Your name is a helpmate for a reason.
That's right.
You're a helpmate.
That's right.
Okay? So help. Help.
In your room.
Right? You don't want to learn the hard way because the hard way is not fun.
That's right.
It's not fun. Anyways. Not fun.
Go ahead, huh?
So I'll read it again in verse 9. Well, both these things will come upon you in a moment, widowhood and the loss of your children. Yes, these calamities will come upon you, despite all your witchcraft and magic.
Right, and that's what they're doing, right? They're opening up CERN. That's a major move for witchcraft. Man. They're talking about taking particles and then rotating them in high speed and having them smash against each other just to open up a portal.
That's flash.
That's basically that CERN. Remember, the CERN is shaped like a cauldron.
Yeah,
It's shaped like cauldron. It's a circle.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Right?
That's true. That's true. Yeah, there you go. And even that show, we were just talking about it earlier. You said
Three-body column.
no, not that one. You said Flash, but there was another one. Yeah, no.
There's another show called Stargate.
Stargate.
Oh, yeah,
Stargate Atlantis. Yeah, that's one.
Oh, come on. Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said that. Actually.
Oh yeah, you said that. Stranger
Yeah.
Things. That was literally what they were doing.
Yeah.
They were literally opening up a dimension for all these stranger things to come into the main world. So April 8th could be crazy. You know, like we could again that Black Swan event because Esau's putting you here, entertainment, right? He's putting you with Putin, Diddy, that's entertainment. The boat, that was entertainment. But none of these events are events that are really set off, Jacob's trouble, the height of Jacob's trouble. But April 8th could be it. We're not saying that's what's going to happen, but Lord willing, you never know. Because
Well, it'll happen. It'll happen down the road because I remember when was it? There was like a full moon. No, it was a lunar moon or something. And then later it was. I think it happened in December, and then in January, then the Haiti thing with the earthquake happened.
yeah,
I
even
remember.
with the war too, the war in Israel.
Oh,
There's a
yeah,
lunar
yeah.
eclipse, and 2 days later that thing happened.
Yeah.
So these solar eclipses, lunar eclipses, are high pivotal days for these witches and warlocks.
Yeah.
Can they add more spiritual content or power to whatever they're doing?
Amplifies everything.
It amplifies everything.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, you read the word stubborn, right? It goes into, that's how we know you're a witch,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Because it's stubbornness. That's the sin of witchcraft, simply put. So we already know that. So going back to, I just wanted to add to what you said as well, in regards to women or people in general who come up against the men of the Lord. We know that you're a witch or a warlock. We know who you are. We know how when you approach us in regards to the truth, what your stand is on the truth. That's the point. You're stubborn. You're a damn witch. It's just that simple, right? And it tells you what's going to happen to you. I'm not going to go into that, okay? Because you already mentioned it.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 27 and 10.
47?
27.
Oh, it's 47.
It was 47.
47?
Yeah, 47.
Isaiah 47 and 10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me.
Yeah, and that's why he's basically sweating in his boots, because his wisdom and his knowledge was based upon his lies, trickery, and sorcery. And now the truth is coming out, and the Most High is putting the spirit on the prophets to really break down these strongholds. Because strongholds is really the strongholds of the lies that have been told for centuries. You know, that are on the minds of our people and of the people of the world. You know, but this truth is breaking down these strongholds. Now he's figuring out, yo, I don't got much time. I remember reading about this. And you know, this is a part of the prophecy. So now to try to upset this prophecy, he thinks he's gonna shut down the world real quick, and that's gonna shut us off. But that's also prophecy too.
That's right.
You're caught. You can't. There's no exit out of this. Everything you're doing is meant for you to do. Even with the thought of you thinking you're doing it against the Most High. It's meant for it to be that way. Go ahead. That's right.
Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of sorceries,
Right.
wherein thou hast labored from thy youth.
Yeah, so why do you think they're going to bring out CERN on April 8th? Because there's too much truth coming out, right? So guess what? The Lord says, stand there with thy enchantments and thy sorceries, since you've been laboring in your youth, since you've been coming up into power over here in America.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, there was which movie was? So there was a movie. When did it come out? I think 2017. Like this, that big book. I don't remember the name of it, but I'm gonna get the name. And anyway, it came out in June or something like that. I think 2018 or something, somewhere around there. And they turned on the particle thing, and then the whole world went black. But they had like a space station, outer space or whatever. And then I remember it was gone. The whole grid got shut down. It was like blackouts, brownouts, and shit like that. And they turned on the particle thing. No, I think it was out in outer space they had it. They're like, oh, blah blah blah.
Yeah, it goes from there.
Yeah, I just can't remember the name of it, but I remember the actor was in it.
Breaking apart.
Yeah, they were sucking energy from the sun.
Yeah, so who knows, man? You know, these guys, because it's going to be dark for a brief moment, right? So who knows what they're going to bring out, man? Who knows what the Lord's going to allow on that day?
Exactly.
You know? We're excited to see.
Better get right with the Most High. Better get right. There's not a lot of time left.
Yeah.
Not a lot of time left.
That goes for us first.
Yep.
Go ahead, Ak.
Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail.
Yeah, so the Most High is being facetious to Isaiah. He said, okay, you know what? Go ahead, bring out all your engineers of your technology, your CERN, all your witches and high-level warlocks that you got that actually talk to the demons that I created. Bring them all out. Let's see what happens. Let's see what goes down. Will what I say go down, or will what you think go down? You know, and that's really what's going to come down to it. Where you're seeing a clash between good and evil on earth, right? And it starts with Yahushua and Satan, but they're following their orders from the Most High, and that's what the world is ignorant of. They just think it's just evil, and then they're just good. No, there's a power above those two. Evil and good have to come from somewhere as well. They have to have an origin story as well. Okay, so basically my point is to say that these calamities are coming down because the Most High is going to glorify His name and His Son's name.
Behold,
Exactly.
oh, brace yourself, man.
That's
Speaking to the elect. So you guys can stand down and keep doing that. You're in the trick bag.
That's right.
Yeah.
The sun and the moon.
Her name is Legion. We are many.
He was smoking.
That's Legion right there.
Oh man. Go ahead, Ak.
Verse 13. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels, Now the astrologers, the stargazers, and the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Behold, they shall be a Salak 14. Behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them, they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. And last verse here, verse 15. Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee.
Exactly, because America's going to be no more. That's what we're seeing. We're seeing the downfall of America and the rulership of Esau, Edom, and the other nations that are ruling in hand with them. We're witnessing their downfall. And the spotlight is on Esau because these other nations, they're not main characters, right? They're just extras in a movie. And they think they got next. But when they see Yahushai, crack them clouds and invade the earth with the hosts of heaven, the other nations are gonna know, like, yo, we don't got it. But even Esau is gonna know we don't got it. But it tells me the Most High is gonna put it in their mind to fight anyways. Just like the Egyptians. Exactly, and that's because this is his show.
So it's going to harden their hearts.
Exactly.
So there's that puff it up, 11.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah, that movie I was talking about was Cloverfield Paradox.
Oh,
Third
yeah, I
one.
watched that one.
That's the one.
Cloverfield Paradox, the third one.
Yeah.
I watched the first one.
Yeah, there was the second one with there was alien invasion.
Yeah.
Right? Well, the first one was alien invasion, and the second one, and then third one was what happened before everything. What really happened. But I heard they were supposed to make a next one, but who knows? They always have these Hollywood strikes because people up in high seats like to get greedy.
Yeah. Hey, let's go to Daniel 7. Hey, how much time?
8.
I can get Daniel 7.
Daniel 7 and 1. We'll read down.
Start at 1?
Yeah.
Okay. This is Daniel 7, starting at verse 1. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters. Daniel spake and said,
Yeah,
I saw...
Belshazzar, real quick, is Nebuchadnezzar's nephew, I believe. Right? That's his nephew that came into power under the bloodline. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of heaven strove upon the great sea. And four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another.
Now, what are those four great beasts?
These
Don't tell me, just tell me what they represent.
Greece. Greece.
No?
No?
I just want to know that they represent empires.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Kind of going into it.
Yeah,
Okay, you're right. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. And four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another. The first was like a lion and had eagle's wings.
Right. So what's that talking about?
Said the Babylonian.
Yeah, not yet.
Said the Babylonian.
Babylon? Nope.
Okay,
Close.
so
Close. Halfway there.
So I'm gonna say that this was Greece. The Greeks.
No.
No?
The first empire. Read that again.
It says the first was like a lion
That's crazy.
and had eagle's wings. I beheld, and the wings thereof were... No.
Yeah.
Sorry. And the four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another.
Yeah, so the first empire is the Assyrian.
Okay.
Assyrian empire. So that's what it's talking about.
Okay.
So read that again.
And four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another.
Now these beasts represent empires that would rule all the way up until now. And the reason why these empires, the metaphor for them is beasts, is because that's likened to them being lawless. They're gonna rule, they're gonna have their time on earth, but they're not going to forward the law of the heavens on earth. They're going to forward their law, which is really rebellion in the sight of the Most High. So they're likened to beasts. Go ahead.
Sorry, you said the first beast was.
That's the Assyrian Empire. That's the first. Yeah. So read the first one. It's really the Assyrian. But yeah, read the first one.
So, and the four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another. The first beast was like a lion and had eagle's wings, and I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth and made stand upon the feet as a man, and man's heart was given to it.
Yeah, so the Assyrians, right? Now, before they broke off and were their own power, they were actually the Assyrian Babylonian Empire.
So
Because when you look at that place, Mesopotamia, right? Between two waters, I think is what it means. The Elamites, the Babylonians, and the Assyrians are all right in one spot. You got the Assyrians, Babylonians, or Syrians, Babylonians, and the Elamites all in one spot. So those two wings were the Babylonians. But then they broke off, and the Assyrians actually started ruling over the Babylonians, right, at that time. So that's why it says that now they got plucked off, and they made
Yeah, so there was a superpower, and then they just became a power.
yeah, exactly. And then he stood on his own 2 feet.
continue.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, actually, they were even more of a superpower than the Babylonians. The Assyrians?
Well,
Yeah, they were even more, okay, you're right, but they were even more of a superpower without the Babylonians than they were with them. Because they only got with the Babylonians because they were small.
Yeah.
So they joined together, but then when the Assyrians got bigger and bigger, they're like, fuck, we don't need this. So kind of like the Persians and the Medes. You know? But yeah, go ahead.
Verse 5. And behold, another beast, a second, like a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it, between the teeth of it, and they said thus unto it, arise, devour much flesh.
All right, so brothers know the bear?
This one? Yeah, this one is the medium.
Good. So when they said it stood on one side, what does that mean? Bear, so we know the bear is the Medo-Persian Empire, but it stood on one side. What does that mean?
It means, because the Medes came up first. The Medes came up first.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're basically right. That's basically as simple as that. The Medes were basically over the Persians at the time. They kind of looked at the Persians like backwater people, backwater ass kind of thing. Right? Now, it had 3 ribs in his mouth. What does that mean?
It was
Later on, when Cyrus came.
Oh, yeah,
Right. Remember Cyrus' grandpa was the king?
yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Go ahead. So, okay, you know the bear represents the Persians and the Medes.
yeah.
They stood up on one side, meaning what? The Medes were basically in control of that coalition between the Persians and the Medes for the majority of the part, until Cyrus came into play for the Persians. Now it had 3 ribs in his mouth. What do the 3 ribs mean?
Three. It was 3
How
kings.
is he the only one answering? None of you brothers study
You
this?
got the answer too. You
Say
see here, it's
something,
like
man. Say something.
say it,
Shit.
man.
Sick
It's
and
3
tired of
kings.
you.
Yeah, it was 3 kings,
Yeah.
and I can't go.
No, it's not 3 kings.
No.
No. So read it again. What verse you at?
Verse 5. And behold, another beast, a second like a bear, and it raised itself up on one side.
Right.
And it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it, between the teeth of it, and it's thus. And they said thus unto it, arise, devour much flesh. Okay. It
Everybody's got to do your research on the breakdown.
Yeah.
You got to know these breakdowns. Man. You got to know these
Okay.
breakdowns.
The 3 ribs. It was it's something about they came from the east and conquered.
There's 3 directions.
Okay.
You got to sharpen up on the understanding where you're getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they came from the east, right? So they devoured south, north, and west.
Okay.
In that direction.
So they came from the east and conquered.
All the other directions.
Okay,
North,
okay.
south, which is towards Egypt.
Okay.
They took over Egypt, and then west further Anatolia, Greece, that area. They didn't really get all the way to Greece, but in that area.
See, that's also a dark way. The scriptures declare it a dark way, but you're hearing the breakdown, a refresh on it, right? Ribs in it. The bear had 3 ribs in its mouth, right? The ribs, excuse me, it would have to have teeth.
Yeah, get up and devour the flesh.
Right.
That's why I said that. Yeah. Which is a good point, because the teeth would be the military. The Assyrians were known for their military, man. Actually, the Greeks, the Romans, all of them copied copied a lot of military tactics from the Assyrians. You know? So go ahead.
Verse 6. After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl.
Now slow down. What's the leopard represent? Greece. What are the 4 wings?
The 4 wings are.
What's it? That's right. Do you know them? Okay, fair enough. There's actually more than 4, but those 4 were actually major ones. Yeah, the prominent ones. Yeah,
A lot of them. A lot of them came up and they got wiped out.
you got wiped out. Yeah. Lasamaics, Cassandra,
Ptolemy.
Ptolemy, and Seleucus. Right. Yeah, go ahead.
It says,
Yeah, and Alexander is funny because I think it was one of his generals asked him, so who gets your kingdom?
It might have been.
Seleucus, right? I think it was Seleucus or Ptolemy.
I'm gonna have to double check, but I think it was Melanus.
Oh, who
Cletus.
said that? Yeah, okay.
Because he kind of said something to him and he took him out.
Yeah. He said, and then Alexander said, to the strongest, and that's why they started warring against each other.
We just had the most of the beginning. We had
Yeah.
a huge empire.
Oh yeah, the biggest out of all of them.
Yeah. Sandra was the smallest.
Yeah.
continue.
Yeah.
Verse 6. After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings, like a fowl, and the beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it.
Right.
After this,
And you can read about that in the Maccabees. First and second Maccabees is that time period right there. Go ahead.
after this I saw in the night vision, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns.
Right. So what's that talking about? Rome.
That's Rome.
That's right.
I think everyone
Should know that.
Yeah.
Everyone should know that.
Yeah,
Now, why was it more?
pagan Rome, to be exact.
Yeah, exactly.
Pagan.
Pagan Rome. Yeah.
Pagan Rome.
That's right. Now, why was it diverse? Why was it diverse from all the other beasts? Why was this beast more diverse, different than all the other beasts? There's many different reasons, but there's one, the major one that we use all the time.
They take out a lot of ways from a lot of customs.
No, they did the same thing that they're doing here. Where everybody can, it's a whole amalgamation of whatever people. So they took it on everybody. It didn't matter what your
Ethnicity or your
ethnicity
culture.
was.
Yeah,
They
took it.
They just conquered those places. It's like, oh, you just joined the army.
Exactly.
So that's
Beautiful, and the religion pumps that out, which is Roman Catholicism. Goes back to pagan Rome.
yeah, I know. I know what
That's
you're
what they
looking
are.
for. It's not the
It
one.
can be a Hindu, it can be Indian.
Yeah,
Sure.
so the answer is their system of rulership.
I was going to ask you, the Roman Empire then, when was that? What time
Pagan
period?
Roman Empire.
Yeah, what time period?
You could say like maybe one, even maybe not 100 and like lower AD. Because the Greeks were still ruling with them. The Greeks were still ruling with them. Hence Greco-Roman, yeah.
Okay.
But they were ruling the Greeks.
Yeah, exactly.
They were allowed to. We did that study. Remember that? Remember? No, I said we did that study.
Yeah.
So around that time, 1 something to around 2. That's roughly.
Yeah.
Greco-Roman influence. Go ahead.
So do you guys know why it was diverse then?
Why it was, you just said it.
What was it? What did I say?
You said that because it had your system of governance, the system of rulership was different from the others.
What does that mean? What
It
does
means that
Huh?
They took on other nations that they conquered, so they were like upon.
Not exactly. Not exactly. What made it different? You just said it. It's
Yeah, the system of rulership.
What is that like?
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Government, there's a government.
I know this, man.
Yeah. The two-party government.
Oh, wait a second. I think he just said it.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
What did you say? He said,
Democrats? Yeah, exactly.
Two-party government. Two-party rule.
So all the other kingdoms, what do they run then? What government style do they run? If Romans ran, plebeians and patricians, democrats and republics, what did these other governments, these other empires, what kind of government did they run before the Romans?
Yeah, just go back quickly to the Greeks. How did they move? What did Alexander do?
Huh? Right, which is called what? Monarchy. Mono one, archy, rule, one rule. So they had kings, and they had the king's son, the king's son's son, ancestors and stuff. Bloodlines. Dynasties, houses.
patriarch.
Patriarch. Yep, that's right.
Yeah, except for Alexander, he went to his generals.
Exactly.
First
He
eight.
went to his generals.
But that was
He-
prophecy.
He didn't have any sons, supposedly.
Yeah, he did. They wiped.
Supposedly
They
wiped
wiped
him out, right?
Yeah, they wiped out anything that had to do with it.
Yeah, he had one that was young, but then he wasn't young. He wasn't old enough to rule. He had a man, one of his generals watching him, but then he couldn't rule. So then his four generals were like, "We're gonna take over this. We're gonna take over that." I
He
remember
was also a sodomite, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alexander the Greek.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Yeah,
Grecians.
eventually he died. He killed him.
Yeah.
Should I go to 8?
Yeah.
Yeah, verse 8. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots.
So read that again, Slaka.
It says, I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and mouth speaking great things.
So, what's that horn represent?
The little horn is America. Wait, the little horn is not America?
Not in this one.
Okay, the little horn is sorry, I don't want to cut you off. Go ahead. No, it's not Rome because
Go ahead. You already messed up. Go ahead.
Like Jeffrey.
it's Britain. It's England. No? Ah man.
It's the Roman Catholic.
No.
The Catholic state?
Running too far.
Yeah, it's too far down the line. You got to come back up.
Get the history.
The history. The history.
Antiochus. Antiochus.
Oh, yeah.
Greeks, right? Greek, yeah, Antiochus. So he came out of that line of the Seleucid Empire, right? And he was the one talking bare shit and fell off his horse carriage and fell down and all his guts and stomach was mangled out. Even his officers couldn't look at him. They're like, yeah, fuck.
Is
You
he the
know?
one who sacrificed the pig on this altar?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Laying in his bed, he wanted to convert to be a Jew. He made all these promises, I'll do this and do that. And he died on his deathbed, man. But Antiochus Epiphanes is who you go into for that little horn. He's speaking great things.
But he came out of Ptolemy.
Ptolemy was in Egypt.
Yeah, you're right.
That was what verse is that?
That was it, yeah.
That was 8?
Yeah.
Go to... No, that's it. That's it on that. I just want to really clarify that, see where you guys are at. Get the other breakdowns. But we're going to close up. And with that, we're going to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh,
Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakadash.
Double honors to the apostles and the elders of great most who rule well. And have taught us this word in truth and sincerity. And peace and mercy to the hopeful elect, starting with 144,000 that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. All right, and the rest of you hopeful elect that believe, peace and mercy to you and your household. Kwame Ashala.
Kwame Ashala.
Shalom.
Shalom.